In the deep, silent waters of the Mediterranean Sea, near the Italian coast of Genoa, a haunting discovery was made in 2013. Divers searching the seabed stumbled upon the wreckage of a World War II German submarine known as U-455. But this was no ordinary shipwreck. Inside the broken hull lay the remains of 52 sailors, the entire crew, preserved in their watery tomb for nearly 70 years. What happened to them remains one of the most chilling mysteries of the Second World War. During World War II, Germany relied heavily on submarines, known as U-boats, to control shipping routes and cut off Allied supplies. These deadly vessels stalked the seas, torpedoing enemy ships and vanishing back into the depths. For the Allies, the U-boats were a nightmare, often striking without warning. U-455 was one such submarine. Built in 1941, it was commanded by Captain Hans Henrik Giesler. The vessel carried 14 torpedoes, deadly weaponry, and a young crew of sailors, most in their early 20s. They were trained, loyal, and ready to serve Hitler's navy, believing they were untouchable beneath the waves. The final mission. In early 1944, U-455 set out from the French port of Toulon. Its mission was to patrol the Ligurian Sea, close to the coast of Italy, and disrupt Allied supply lines. But from the start, the patrol was dangerous. The Allies had increased air and sea patrols, dropping depth charges and using sonar to detect submarines. On February 6, 1944, U-455 sent its last known signal. After that, silence. The submarine and its crew vanished without a trace. Families of the sailors received no explanation, no wreckage was found, and no one knew their fate. For decades, U-455 was just another name on the long list of lost U-boats. The discovery. Almost 70 years later, a team of Italian divers searching off the coast of Genoa found something unusual. At a depth of around 400 feet, they spotted a massive steel shape lying on the seabed. As they swam closer, the outline of a submarine emerged from the darkness. It was remarkably well preserved, almost like a ghost ship resting silently in the sand. Markings on the hull confirmed the identity. It was U-455. When divers peered inside, they realized the horrifying truth. The entire crew was still inside the wreck, trapped since the day the submarine went down. Time and the sea had sealed them within their steel coffin. The divers turned pale at the sight, shaken by the reality of seeing 52 souls resting where they had died decades earlier. What happened to U-455? The cause of U-455's sinking remains a mystery. Some experts believe it struck a mine while patrolling near Genoa. Others suggest it may have suffered mechanical failure or an accidental internal explosion while handling torpedoes. Another theory is that Allied forces hunted it down with depth charges, crippling the submarine until it sank. Curiously, the submarine was discovered far from its expected patrol route, raising new questions about whether the crew had been lost, disoriented, or forced off course. A tomb beneath the sea. For historians, the discovery of U-455 was a major breakthrough. For families of the lost sailors, it was a somber reminder of the cost of war. These men had gone missing in 1944, and now, at last, their final resting place had been found. But unlike other shipwrecks, U-455 is considered a war grave. That means the crew will never be recovered or buried on land. The submarine itself is their coffin, and the sea is their cemetery. To this day, divers who visit the wreck describe an eerie silence surrounding it. The steel hull is broken, but the structure is intact. It feels as if the submarine is frozen in time, a ghostly reminder of a war that consumed millions of lives. The legacy of U-455. The mystery of U-455 reminds us that history is never fully written. Even decades later, the ocean still gives up its secrets, revealing stories of bravery, tragedy, and sacrifice. While the men aboard were part of Hitler's war machine, they were also human beings, sons, brothers, and husbands, caught in a conflict far larger than themselves. For some, the discovery of U-455 is a chilling story of death and entrapment. For others, it is a moment of closure, a chance to remember those who never came home. The submarine lies silently in the deep, but its story continues to echo across time. Final thought. The haunting discovery of U-455 is more than just a war mystery. It is a reminder of the fragility of life and the futility of war. 52 young men left on a mission, never to return. Nearly 70 years later, they were found still together, resting beneath the sea, bound forever to their submarine. The wreck of U-455 will remain untouched, a solemn underwater memorial to the lives lost in World War II, and a chilling mystery that still leaves us wondering what really happened in those final moments deep beneath the waves.